too much when trying to break down a match of Valorant, but I think we saw it on both sides in effect today, right? Whereas Talon, they looked like, whether it was forced or not, they were trying to keep their moves, you know, within the good vibes, and ZETA, you could tell they were a little bit more nervous, a little bit more shaky, even on
potentially some indication that that was happening, but completely the protocols just fell apart there for ZETA. Everybody fell back and no one was watching Tree. No one was doing that one crucial job that needed to be done between Laz, Crow, and Sugar Zero. It's just
right into it.
I'm pretty sure my
it's
heart
a huge play from Talon. Just you know,
I was
forcing
not
errors
nervous,
against
I was just
ZETA.
focused on
And that's
how are we gonna win each.
been a way that they've been getting a lot of these rounds
as we go on.
Is
Yeah.
you know, ZETA's
Now,
been
with
crumbling under the
2-0
pressure.
today,
The protocols haven't looked
zero
as good.
is finally gone.
Communication
Talon
has not
finally entered the W column. Now talk to me about how much you needed this win and you wanted this win and the overall journey to get here.
I mean, I'm just glad that we showed the performance we have in scrims, and it's the first time we actually play together. We have fun. We played as a team, and the practice we've been doing, it's showing, and I just feel good for
kill him with Garnet moving in at the exact right moment. 10's left all alone, and it is just the cleanest entry, even against the null command. Talon basically not dropping a single person. They take a little bit of damage, but there was a lot of issues, you know, people standing in front of an Odin or not understanding how to get into the B site. But I was really impressed by how Talon were able to get an entry that was this clean. Now, ZETA did a decent job at the end. They pick up some kills, but it did not matter as Talon were able to take the round. And yeah, it was just really clean stuff. As I always forget, we come right back to it.
yeah, we're like all leaning into it.
Yeah,
well, let's really break this down.
I'm like KO. It was a very impressive round for me in favor of Talon, and I think that was, you know, it was a really close map. But maybe that was the one round that got them to the even score to get them to overtime.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was what really helped Talon keep it at a 6-6 in the first half. Now, we were all debating, I mean, who's going to be at least the player of the game here in Ascent. Obviously, Chip Boys was putting up some crazy numbers, but let's just remember, it may not have even gone to overtime if it wasn't for Pat in the last couple rounds, right? I mean, he had the one in mid where he was just going out and getting kills for himself, and then some good flashes for teammates as well.
It's actually pretty insane how this guy plays. First of all, we know he has a bit of that wrist injury, but you know, maybe with some therapy and whatnot, he's actually been able to recover. And he has so many of these individual performances where he single-handedly holds off so much off the map, whether it's up by mid, like you were talking about, Will, but also by A short. He flashes for himself and easily goes for a quick spray transfer, double kill, and it brings that much value to his team. And it's one of those things where I think they weren't looking too great towards the end of the map, but then Pat started to have performances like these, round 21 onwards, and Talon started to chain rounds together.
It was definitely one of the players that actually maps, and even though they are tied with the rest of the teams at 3 and 2, you can see
Go with this.
I mean, the thing
I'm
I'm
in hot
curious
soup.
about, the thing I'm curious about for that match is Cruz was just talking about, well, you know what, we have to focus on playing our game, but if we ever had to pick one other team that only plays their game,
These are the teams.
yeah, it's Paper Rex, right?
You have to, yeah.
I don't think anyone can even predict what type of match we're going to see, what type of Valorant we're going to see in that matchup.
But I think that's what makes it so fun to watch, which is why you really want to mark your calendars for next Monday, because that's exactly it. These two teams are the ones who really love to play their own style. When it comes head to head, they're just going to clash, and it's going to be really chaotic, maybe tough for us to analyze and predict, but you know what? It's great Valorant. We love it. This is what we're here for.
Yeah, and I think also, again, the fact that the middle of the pack, it's still a very close tie. I mean, any one of these wins or losses could really sway the standings as we get towards these last few matches, the last couple weeks here of VCT Pacific. It's going to be interesting, so make sure you mark your calendars. Don't miss any of those matches. Now, this wraps it up for the main show here today for Week 5 of VCT Pacific. But, of course, we're not done here just yet. We're going to move right on over. We'll take a little bit of time to get set up, and then we'll bring you everything that happened in Week 5 of VCT Pacific with the weekly recap. We'll see you then. Good evening, Valorant fans. We are live with another pre-show here from Valorant Champions Tour Pacific 2023. ZETA going up against TLN. Let's go to the stage and find out how this best of 3 will play.
and dances as well. And dances. He's still going. He's like the grenade.
All right.
I mean, that is the kind of most excited we've seen Pat.
Okay, well, blinds are out. Last 10 to be able to find some kills. Sugar Zero answering back one as well.
You and I did. The Jet didn't go so good, so.
Attempt is a strong word.
Yeah.
Kill. Flat down out from the backside. Jit Boys mowing down 2. Has to swap over the classic. Pushing forward. Spots him. Kills him. Talon will take the lead.
Pat finding a great push through mid.
Into the side, he will be able to find Jit Boys. Sushi pushing up a step, but then Laz, this will be their round to go ahead and finally break the streak. Laz will go ahead and find 3 kills to get Zeta's 3-round win. Taken out, nullified. Jit Boys, however, able to find 1, but Sugar Zero answers back with 2. Disconnected now here onto the side. Garnet is pushing the pace, and that might just be it. The Nano Swarm goes across, but Fox finds the headshot. 10 goes down, and Talon will close it 16-14. A 2-0 victory over ZETA.
maybe an aggressive push.
They're so used to waiting for under a minute to even attack. This 0 point doesn't necessarily tell him his.
A lot of rounds together themselves, but that's still or a better one to get through to overtime. And I mean, ZETA, they're a good defenders team. It's usually, again, where they do a lot of their damage, where they kind of find a lot of their value. And so it's going to have to be even better. It's going to have to be cleaner than what we saw in Haven, because a lot of those post plants were messy on Haven. They can't afford to have that again.
Certainly cannot. 6 and 6. Not quite as strong as ZETA would hope here for the defending side start. See how they can manage on the attack. Talon, though. Some inconsistencies, obviously, I think, from both of the teams. So neither really playing with firm footing. This is still very much anybody's map. But what a statement it would be. Talon can close this as a 2-0 after not being able to find wins at all.
He's on
Only
vacation.
their second ever map win.
I can read the sign on the right. He's on vacation.
Yeah. Is Cougar.
Yeah. The other one on the left, I don't have enough time to.
I can translate this
Can
one.
you? Can you? All right, I'm excited for this. I couldn't, you know.
Yeah. Well.
I'm glad they're teaching you well in school these days. Oh boy.
2-1 on the pistols so far. We'll see if Talon can rack up a third or if ZETA evens the scoreline. As again, looking for more impact from 10 and Depp. It's been a very rough go of it so far.
It looks like to me ZETA is expecting some kind of push out here from Talon. It looked like they maybe thought a hit towards the bell tower. Potentially, they had 3 back the turret in a spot where it can spot that as well. Or a B main push, like a crunch. But that did not come through, but still a couple in market. Fox out here, now shut down by 10.
Yeah, gets a little bit of damage across, puts 10 out of 75, but the headshot registers and Fox is dead. Sight completely swarms, just Laz the one hanging back now. This 0 point doesn't necessarily tell him his position. Depp swinging out, might not find some kills, but he does a hell of a lot of damage. The re-swing up from Cruz will put him down. Laz now, presence is noted. Cleans up 2, and that leaves Pat and Cruz both at 22 HP to try to somehow claw this one back.
All 3 in boats for ZETA. Couple nice shots there from Sugar Zero, and only Pat left to try to get this done. 1v3, and yeah, not gonna happen. Crow's gonna get the headshot and get the round for ZETA. A huge pistol win, Achilles.
Yep, evened up at 2-2 across the series so far. ZETA now taking the lead for the very first time here on this map. That's gonna be a good feeling for him, but and maybe I'm speaking this into existence. Thrifties has been pretty damn good from Talon today.
Yeah, well, they both had some good thrifties, but Talon has been, you know, solid as well. So this could go, you know, with the way ZETA's been playing, it's been shaky today. I mean, this is the first time ZETA's had the lead since round 5 of Haven. That was the last time they had a tire, you know, because that's when Talon won 3 in a row there after ZETA won the pistol in the follow-up initially. So this is important, so important for ZETA if they're going to push this to a map 3, if they're going to win this. This round feels like a must-win.
Yeah. Should be a bit easier for him. I mean, take a look at Jit Boys, no setup whatsoever. Didn't buy Trapwire's cages, just the cam, which has been cleared. It doesn't have those early alert systems in place. Seems like they're expecting this to end up at B. ZETA, in typical fashion, are just playing this one very slowly. Less than a minute now remaining. The spike still stuck outside of B lobby.
Well, and, you know, let's be honest, the teams from the old APAC region have a tendency to be aggressive. So you got to be a little bit diligent as well. I'm sure that has to be going through your minds. It looks like this hit is going to go through 10, just making sure that that's clear. You have that tight angle being played by Jit Boys. Up and over for Depp.
Oh, okay, reveal onto 1. At least Garnets is going to be sat here in backside. Laz going to be able to find Jit Boys situated up close and swing around the back. Fox does shift over to that shorty to eventually take down Depp, but Site is open. And now here for Cruz and Pat, the decision is, do you play for a kill, try to take another weapon out of their hands, or you just sit back and try to die to the spike?
You know what I appreciate about Depp is that once he commits to something, he commits.
Sure.
Like, there is just no give up when he wants to create space, when he wants to push. And that is part of the reason that ZETA has been having success recently, is he's usually good for at least 1 or 2 on those entries. And that time around, even though he's having a tough time finding those angles, he knows there's players in both. Okay, Crow finally does find it.
It gets him, and Laz swinging out will take down Pat. Pat unable to finish the job there onto the enemy KO. So it will be a fairly clean 2-0 start here in the second half for the side of ZETA. Weapons now coming online for Talon. See if they can put them to good use.
And all you lost was that one Spectre for Depp, so that's huge. I mean, you keep 3 Bulldogs and a Vandal, and they could go for those half armors. They're very well situated going into the next round. And yeah, ZETA, they've looked pretty clean on the attacker's side on this half. Previous time, again, it was the post plants that were hurting them. The executes weren't too bad at all. Now here, looks like they might have been giving up the space on a B site. Depth's up and over. Now they just got to find a way in with the rest of them.
Boys wait to see if he can spot anybody at all.
Whoa.
Oh, okay, Garnet's just dashing right into his friend's open arms there. Slowed up a bit, now Pat going to be taken down. Boys has that reveal across, spray into the smoke, will be good for 1. 10 taken out. Laz, 2 HP set here. Lumber, will he be able to get anything? Spike not yet planted, but is in the sight.
Smokes are out. Push.
Really taking their time with this one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was expecting the plant to come through, but it looks like they were expecting maybe an aggressive push.
They're so used to waiting for under a minute to even attack the site that they were confused what to do once they had it. They're like, oh yeah, we can just plant this now. Lad's going to be cleared out. Jitboy's able to find 1, but Depp firing back. Does take out Garnets. Nice spray damage though. Sugar 0. Knocked down to 24. Has to pull away, sets up a smoke. Continue to just spray him out is the question. For now, they're going to be distracted as they try to push in, and Jitboys will be able to eliminate Crow. But Sugar 0 now versus 3 with the time. Running low. The cam goes across. He identifies him. Jitboys on for the ace. Will get cut down. Depp finding 1. Dashes in the boats, but Cruz swings in. Finds him. They should have just enough time to go ahead. Get this defuse across, and Talon will be able to go ahead and deny the 3-round streak here from ZETA.
Yeah, it felt like there that ZETA was waiting to plant that spike because once they threw out their smoke towards Alley, I think they were expecting a push from Talon, like to try to get aggressive. Maybe while the plant was coming down, try to take advantage of the fact that a gun is going to be, not available to really help out. And they didn't. And then there was an updraft from Garnett. It saw Laz's position. Crow got a little whiffy in B main. Wasn't able to get a kill there. Had Crow gotten a kill there, that round could have gone very, very differently, it feels like. But not a bad attempt there from ZETA. Again, good executes. Post plants weren't too bad that time, considering the gun deficit and that kind of thing. But now it's full Vandals in hand for ZETA, and this one feels pretty important. Crow has that spike in hand, drifting back towards the A side. You do have Laz's Hunter's Fury. Jitboys has the Neural Theft already after that big 4K round.
Yeah, no one's playing towards him though, so he's going to get to use it. It's going to be, in all likelihood, an attempt at a retake.
Yeah.
Dash in, set here on the site, not too far away. Spraying across, hoping for some kind of stray connection here. Crow will get knocked down to about half HP by Pat. Site is theirs, the plant coming through. See if they can defend this. All 5 members now from Talon.
Love where Laz is playing.
Flash out the back away. Oh, a dart right into Depp's face. Takes him to 50. Garnet goes for the drop down, but Depp
saw him.
Yeah, that flash expires. He's good for it. Finds the kill. The way out. The Neural Theft now coming through. Has to swap over to the class. Trying to clear the recon dart. Now they know, but the question is, can they do anything about it? Jitboys swings out. Sugar 0 now taken out of hell. The drop down comes through. Jitboys again. Just doing significant work here for the team, but the Hunter's Fury now comes across. He's gonna try to avoid it. The shot doesn't connect. The push comes through.
Oh, he ran out of bullets!
Finds him, but he's in onto this spike. The defuse is coming in. Oh. And even though it's a bloodbath, it's 1 player left standing on either side. It is Talon taking this one out from underneath ZETA's feet.
Oh my God. That round, so swingy. the Owl drone never quite identified Depp, and he's able to get a free kill there before he's taken down. But Jitboy's here, that neural theft, so much value to know that there's 2 in hell. And even though Pat runs out of money, he had completely prevented Laz from having any hope of getting back into that situation. 10 has to kill Pat there from Wine if that round is going to succeed for ZETA. So the post plants again are really killing ZETA here. They get onto the site, they have good situations in terms of, you know, free plant, but they can't follow through. Talon's just doing too good.
Depp now not able to push forward. Knives taking away. Knife is taking away his knives. He's got it back.
The transitive property of the knives, I suppose. Didn't realize that.
Across the mid. Can't allow for 10 to join in with the rest of the team. Looks like Fox maybe going to push forward and drone out of this. I'm just looking to see if anyone wants to push it. Welcome man popped.
Yeah.
Pat not having his own, just gets tucked away here in the corner, but 10 taken down. Fox does find that kill as he swings out, looks for another, puts some damage into Crow, but cannot find the elimination, and Sugar Zero approaching out of a main, gets that crossfire. Pat falls.
What a flash from Crow there.
Spike planted.
Spike planted 3v3. Wraparound coming through, and Cruz noting Laz's position. He turns his sights now over towards Heaven. Jitboy's still in the mix, and he's been a monster in some of these retakes. We'll see if he can be so once more. Cruz just keeping on top of that box and doesn't know which way to look. Ooh. Ends up falling. Jitboy's gone as well. Leaves Garnet's now in a 1v2.
One enemy.
Certainly not.
The hold to half. The recon
There they are.
goes in, gets the ping. He pulls off of it. The dart now cleared. Gets the second one, taps it, trying to bait him out, and Laz will be able to get the headshot. ZETA narrowly managed to reestablish the lead.
I mean, I am just absolutely on pins and needles every round. It's just crazy how close these all are. I mean, a pretty decent entry here. A good clear of tree by the side of ZETA. Again, a really good flash and follow-up. Sugar Zero hitting some good shots. Jitboy's as great as he's been. I guess it doesn't matter too much who's playing Sentinel for Talon today. They're popping. But Laz finds a great timing there. Pops the head through the wall. Now Garnett, it's his turn for the
Tiles
blades.
crunch?
Oh my god!
It's not even a tiles crunch. It's just a nice little stroll down mid. Comes up with a kill. Looks for a second. Only a couple knives left to work with, and that's the reset. A great updraft. Suddenly now in a 3v3.
Flash from Pat as well.
Yeah.
Set that up.
B site though, unoccupied. Everybody from Talon swarming around the back. Weapons recoverable. We'll go ahead and get a little bit of added firepower. As again, something about these guys when it comes down to thrifties. Just know how to push the pace.
Spike planted.
Alarm bot goes off, puts out that vulnerable. Garnet's not going to be too bothered by it.
It helps when you have Garnett with the blades. That's a big key.
Okay, Nano goes down. Ooh, spots Laz. 0 point. Nullifying him for now. They should suspect that somebody has to be playing within the site itself, and given that they spotted everything else, it's gonna be Boats, and yeah, now they know. 10 lines up one, tries to snap back on, he's good for the third. Woo! No pop on the Nano Swarm. The dart could be good. That goes into the back site. 10 so very low, but he's avoiding them until that second one comes across, but Fox now, he just doesn't have time. He's aware of this. He wants to try to take some weapons out of the hands of ZETA, but in the end, won't be able to. So we'll just go ahead, go down to the spike, not give over any other charge, any other money. But ZETA managed to stretch it now by 2.
I mean, 10 saves this round. He's been having a struggle here on Ascent, but this is a key moment. I love the dash, not the dash, but just kind of the walk by Garnett to start the round. That was cool. But then here, he breaks 10's crosshair, but 10 resets for Pat instantly. Turns right back into Garnett. That's a huge play, and you just, no reaction. He is just focused. That was, whew.
It always seems like when 10 comes alive, it's in Boathouse.
Yeah.
That was where he got that monstrous, was it 4K or 3K in round 10, in whichever series that was. This time, he wins it, and it gets them a 10th round win.
Ooh.
The connections are there.
The stars are aligning.
I'm building up my Pepe Sylvia board here of my conspiracy theory about 10 and all of the correlations.
It's like you, before we did this today, we got the Ouija board out and
Yeah.
it's like went right to the number 10. It's like, oh my god, what's happening?
It's been a slow start, but definitely, I mean, a monstrous round for him when ZETA so desperately needed as they try to take this into a map 3. Granted, though, again, that was an eco from Talon.
You know, it was the 10th round for them. You could say that was a poor 10.
Moving on. Garnets, willing to risk it all. Gonna be glass cannon. Just the operator. I mean, not even cloud bursts.
Revealing area.
And that doesn't mean that 10 played poorly. That's another word for like a premonition.
Yeah.
In case anybody is confused.
Ad is gonna push this, and he's gonna win it. Okay, he's gonna trade it. Crow does answer back.
But you take Def out of the equation.
Yeah.
I mean, you take down, you know, a really key piece of ZETA's attacks. You know, a guy who is, again, unafraid to create space and is generally pretty good at it. So now you've got to kind of find other ways to make this work. And the slow shift back over towards the A side. Meanwhile, Talon stays in this 2-2 split. You got Cruz and Tree, Jip Boys up in heaven. You do have the Hunter's Fury to counter the lockdown if it is used by 10.
Cage triggered.
Yeah, the cage is down, and ZETA trying to get through the door, trying to clear the angles with those shock darts. Turret as well.
But I mean, it's just a util exchange. They don't get themselves the site at all.
Yeah, no, there's nothing of value gained really. There's an extra smoke that's popped by Cruz. So you got that going for you.
I mean, 2 cages from Jit
30
Boys
seconds left.
gets him, you know, a slow up, buys more time off the round. Also, gets that fragment out.
Camera's
Trying to
right
cut
above
off.
the door. Yeah.
Yeah, spotting up. Oh, the spray through, and Cruz is gone, but Fox now opening up with the Hunter's Fury, looking to delay. Knows that there's so little time left on the clock. The neural tap out as well, but didn't tick fast enough to spot Laz.
10 seconds
He makes his way through, and with a couple seconds spare, that plant comes down. Garnet's now
Huge
spotted.
One suppressed.
The dash running out, op in hand, swaps over to the Phantom. It's just a double stack here into hell, and these shock darts, if placed correctly, could be monstrous. They see Crow, they flush him over to the opposite
Last
side.
player standing.
Crow finding one, and Garnets just cannot steady the aim. ZETA, again, will barely be able to pull out the round victory off the back of Talon's timeout. And now they are 1 away from taking this into map point.
I need a paper bag, man. I am just like, every one of these rounds is just so close. I mean, it's just little things round to round that change it. And Laz is really having a monster game right now. 22, 9, and 10. Him and Sugar Zero doing a great piece of work. Crow once again on this KO, finding a ton of value. Tons of great flashes, tons of great utility placements, utility usage. All these things have looked so good, and that's another spot there early.
Yeah.
And that's going to keep 3 players. So the weak side here for Talon will be the B side that it seems like ZETA's at least somewhat interested in exploring. Will be the Owl to check through to mid. The ping comes out to register. The potential maybe set up to try to crunch through mid if ZETA tries to come through there. Try and see if you can find some value out of those sheriffs, but ZETA right now avoiding any detection. But by avoiding detection, you know, Talon has quite a bit of information about what's going on the map because they have the camera in B main. They have all of mid. They have pushed out all the way to top mid. They know exactly where they are now.
Yeah. Cam now cleared out. No trap wire set up. Jitboy still holds on to the rest of his util.
Oh, what a knife.
Knife is going to be spotting 4 players from the side of ZETA. And with this little time remaining, as it often is when they get ready to go for the site exec,
You should run.
this becomes a very precarious position to be in. Lockdown, however,
30 seconds
helps them
left.
out a bit. Dart in to try to clear.
Standing ahead.
By the look of things, but not going to happen. So I mean, it's going to be some. Oh no, they get it at the very last second. Lockdown is destroyed. Jitboy's good for 1, but before he gets taken down, Cruz pushes out. Laz should have the jump, but he's not able to find it. But Depp will mow down 4. Woo! And again, it's a decent attempt here from Talon when they're in an eco position, but ZETA With 2 players left, they go ahead, they close out that round. They now bring it to map point, 1 more, and we are going to split.
I mean, you can't fault Talon at all on this macro game that they played this round. Like, the big picture was great. They had all the information. They had a perfect read. They're able to put themselves in good positions, just not quite able to execute. And yeah, clearing that lockdown at the last second was huge. But then Depp just having a phenomenal 4K. Gives ZETA a potential chance at a 3rd map here. The very worst, overtime.
Turret. Right spot there. Depp trying to aggress and counter swing out from top mid. A little bit too late to find the punish, but they do force Garnets off the angle.
1 away from Crow's ult. So you get that null command. You make these executes a little bit easier potentially, but right now, orb control is very much on Talon's side. Garnet's gonna whiff on that first shot. Oh, Pat.
Oh, the flash out, and Pat is good for both. What a monstrous solo play from him. Kicking ZETA back. Here when they so desperately want to try to close this out, Pat now just lurking within the smoke. But is he going to be ready when this dissipates? He's just going to back away from it. Oh, he re-agresses forward, and 10 will be able to take him down. Doesn't eat too much damage either. Smoke up, the timing blooms just before Garnet would have gotten the sight. Crew's a little bit too slow to clear the Nano Swarm. He'll be forced out of position. Garnet looks to hold, and the shot whips. He does not find the up shot. Sugar Zero's got a crossfires. He tries to exit. Sugar good for another one. A 2v2. The spike now stranded. The flank comes in, and Fox will finish off 10 to keep Talon afloat. 3 more to go to take us into OT.
Pat just hits a perfect timing there, coming out of tree.
Monstrous.
Just absolutely nasty stuff from him. That 2K, even though ZETA's able to fight back pretty nicely. Let's watch this again. Gets both of them. Depp, though, able to turn it up that he can feel comfortable re-peeking. 10 there, taking him out. Some great spots here. A Nano in that corner gave away Cruz's position. So they're able to clear him out. But Jip Boys has been
Right here.
phenomenal on this Cypher. Absolutely phenomenal. So much valuable information that he's able to get. Depp now with the Blade Storm. Shorty to boot. Garnet still with the operator. A lot of ults here. Crow with that no command. Laz with the Hunter's Fury. So a lot of abilities to make a good execute for ZETA. You almost feel like they can get the spike down. They can get to a spot. It's just how well can they lock it down after that. Because Pat also has his no command for their potential retake.
Boys 1 off. Would love to have that neural theft again. He's widely been getting an immense amount of value out of him.
So many.
Yeah, I think it's probably his 4th, maybe 5th.
Yeah, feels like that. Again, ZETA's just taking their time, working the middle of the map. Pat, oh, what a shot.
Again, he just finds the timing. That's now the knives canceled.
That's a null command gone.
Yeah, I'll push out. He sees one. That's the fragment down on that left-hand side.
Oh
10.
my God.
Shoot apart. The blind is in. Pat finds 3, just locking down mid. Cruz trying to join in, does eventually fall. Laz with a swing out from B lobby. At least gets them an elimination, but the Talon, the round, very much is in their hands.
Just nasty from Pat these last couple rounds, keeping Talon in this map. They don't want to give up just yet, and it has to be a save here for ZETA. The money
left.
is run out, is run dry, and they have to keep these rifles to make sure they can keep that economy moving. Huge round
Right here.
once again. Now
Revealing
Pat's
area.
sitting on mad stacks. They have the Oda, and they still have the operator. Those big investments stay in the hands of Talon through that round. Still, though, you have the big ultimates from Laz and Crow, so tools to work with for sure. But just ridiculous timing.
Yeah, I mean, Pat.
And then that Cruz paranoia, too. Phenomenal.
Big smile on his face. Pat having very much woken up across these last 2 rounds, but they're still not out of the woods yet. 3 ults ready to go here for the side of ZETA. See if Talon can try to continue to get some round victories and draw those out. Bai does get scrapped together here. Wiley just, half armors across the board for the side of Zeta, so going to going to find themselves in a good position, what I mean to say. Has to be forced back. Depp on the chase, looking to shut him down, but Pat wins a fight. The door now shut, Cruz spotted, playing a risky game there. Will be okay in the end. The push coming through, Pat again, hugging the corners, finds the second elimination. Hunter's Fury, they turn their sights over towards Pat, but they still haven't been able to displace him. Swing out, 10 good for 1, but cannot continue to pursue the fight. The push comes in, the Odin in hand, Fox shuts him down, and Laz is the last one standing. The spike stranded at the entrance of A. And given the investment, Talon winning this round, going up to 11, unless Zeta can pull up a Thrifty in the next one, it seems like overtime is almost guaranteed.
They'll be able to put a couple guns together for the next round with Zeta, but it probably won't be the full buy, especially now with Laz going down. Jip Boys holding it down, and Pat, 3 rounds in a row here, has put Talon in a position to force it overtime. See if they can just make this a 2-0, and this is going to be finally a timeout from Zeta.
Yeah. First one and the last opportunity to use it.
Might as well, I suppose.
Try to stabilize in some way. We'll see what the buy looks like. I mean, obviously the loss bonus is there, given the Talon have won the last 3 consecutively. But
I think they might
how
have
good is
to,
it going to look?
force one Spectre or Bulldog out of there or something.
Laz had a good amount of money. So
yeah.
Maybe he could get
And there was like 1,600
secondary buy for somebody, but
Sugar Zero maybe. Somebody had like 1,600 sitting in there as well. What's up?
look how much fun our fans are having.
That's right.
That's why
you too could be having this much fun.
join us live in the studio. I'm gonna choose a day. I'm gonna do some Oprah stuff and start giving away cars.
Some Oprah stuff.
You never know when it's gonna happen.
Bees.
Everybody gets bees.
Everybody gets bees. I was wondering where you're going with that for a second. I'm like, you're gonna what now? Oh, Oprah stuff.
I'm gonna give everybody a nice prize.
Yeah. How
It's
about
under your seat. It's like
just a pack of ramen or something.
a Hot Wheels car.
That's even better.
I bought everybody
dude,
Lamborghinis.
If you gave me a Hot Wheels car, I'd be pretty excited about that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not hard to please.
Well, taking a look, they've had enough. The loss bonus is helping them out.
Yeah. So they are able to scrape it together.
Question is,
Even
how does this
couple-
fight go? Does he get a timing shot? Oh my goodness! How? It had to have gone right between the legs. Depp, buy a lottery ticket or something, because somehow he survives. Crew's just going to be backing away. The drone getting ready to peek its eyes through into main. Paranoia across, does find one, but Depp still gets the headshot. Crew's playing close enough that he gets vision. Is this the way that Zeta can get themselves back into this series?
Here we go. Post plant's now just going to use this fragment to buy some time. You've got the deep post plant positions for Sugar Zero and Laz at A main. Everybody else right on point.
The Odin forces them out of hell. Everybody now out onto the site. It's just too risky to try to play there under that kind of pressure. Drop down coming through the flash timing. Looking good, and somehow Chip Boys, he gets the shorty across. Depp's gonna be taken down. Pat finds 10. It's just Sugar Zero and Laz left alive. The flash in deep, the drop down, they get themselves onto the spike. Time still dwindling. Laz desperately trying to get them off of this one. He puts a little bit of damage down. He hasn't spotted him, and Garnet gets the defuse. Laz might find the kills, but Talon get the round win, and we are going to OT.
Switching sides.
I don't know if
Overtime.
Laz just couldn't see the feet or something there at the end. He was spraying wildly trying to find it. I don't know if he just lost control of the mouse or what, but oh my goodness. Overtime. Well, here we go. A 6-6 across both sides for both halves. Put us through, and that looked good until all of a sudden that flash hit Depp enough, and then he panic updraft right into the open arms of Garnett's operator. So
How is Jit Boys doing this?
I don't know.
I mean, granted, yes, the flash timing from Pat, absolute perfection, but Jit Boys, something about him and jumping out of heaven leads to death and demise for Zeta here in this map. Him getting that shorty kill, it starts the domino effect, and the retake eventually comes in.
Unbelievable. What a final round. I mean, so many insanely close rounds, top to bottom, throughout this entire series. So he's, you know, Talon, this is the Talon we were hoping to see more of coming into this season. Coming alive big time. You know, we saw it early against Team Secret. Certainly, they looked good. But since then, they hadn't found a single map win. And now, no reason to cut funds here. It's just Vandals, full armors, a few Phantoms here and there, but
I'm glad we're not seeing, you know, any glass cannon stuff
no glass
yet.
cannons? I wouldn't mind if Deb tried it. I wouldn't be against it.
Give
But
it the
he hasn't
pressure.
been, yeah, but he hasn't been super great with the op today.
I'd say neither. Your Garnets have been hitting too many shots, so.
Yeah.
So when we swap sides to see if Garnets is still feeling it. Either way. Here we go. First on the attack is Talon. Garnets just looking to gain some space here in mid, but this is heavily stacked at the moment by ZETA. 3 players strong. The flash out depth trying to play off the back of it. 10's gonna find first blood. Pat taken out.
Spike
Down
down.
as well, getting involved. Now they know where the spike is at. Dash to the opposite side of bench here. Garnets, he's in the smoke. They flush him out. Suddenly, a 4v2. Jit Boy's around the back, put some damage down on the Laz, but he doesn't need to take the fight. They just have to hold the spike.
Played ring around the Rosie.
Oh,
Right
saw
here.
the foot. Does he realize that it's 2 players, though, on that left side? Oh. Jit Boy's taking a pot shot. Gun barrel. Spotted. They continue to inch up. Box finds Laz. Suddenly, a 2v2. Another noted. The push comes in. The 1v1, and Sugar Zero will be able to close it out. ZETA narrowly scraping by.
Switching sides.
Bailed out by the Omen at the very end, and now that point again in their hands, and immediately execute Q's. Yeah, let's chat about how this attack is going to go.
It's a great read. It's a great crunch on the mid here, kind of sensing that this was going to happen, and then they've got the spike down. Everything should be in place for them. Thank God for Sugar Zero there for ZETA. What a timing that Talon found to push that angle right as Laz was setting up that recon dart. He sent it in towards mid, so he must have thought that someone had rotated or something for Talon. Just losing track of a player cost them an extra, almost cost them the round.
I mean, yeah, given that it started as a 4v2.
Yeah, no, I know.
Having it be that close. Definitely sending shivers down the spines of
the fans are definitely
the fans here in the audience.
There are a lot of ZETA fans here, and they are on pins and needles.
They're sitting on the Talon side of the arena as well.
They're taking over.
Bold to be flashing those signs in enemy territory. But okay, question now becomes, do we go again? Do we get a second OT? Can we find the reset? Or will ZETA finally be able to close out their map pick of Ascent and take us to Split?
It feels like you could flip a coin, and you said you didn't want to see it. Well, there's the glass cannon. It is coming through for
Going for it. All right. See what kind of value can be found here. Knife over across just to check out on short. One spotted. And that narrows down, if they're suspecting that Garnets will go for this glass cannon, narrows down what positions he could be in, at least for the time being.
Yeah, again, this has been ZETA's MO on their attacking half, is take some time, look for the push-outs, check some angles, but this is often given Talon a lot of ability to read the map, a lot of space.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say. They're taking time, but they're not taking space.
Exactly, exactly.
No control whatsoever over towards A. They haven't even really blinked at mid. And it looks like in the end, unless they decide to split off, this could just end up being a full 5 shove through B main.
Here we go. Got a little bit of Cypher utility. Whoa. Oh, that went to market, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I lost track of it.
But they're not even reading that this cam is here.
Nope. This is
Right here.
potentially dicey.
Darts did not land though. Jit Boys.
Cage trigger.
Tag down to 70, didn't get the reveal. Sets up for the shorty. Expecting the push. Flashes come across. He's still going to be good for one. Pat with covering fire. Finds 2. 10 and Laz. Both going to be taken down. Dep only able to find 1. And again, it's going to be Sugar Zero looking to clutch this out. But look at where the spike is. You have to get through Pat. His position noted. Paranoia goes across. The counter swing out. Garnets will find 1 with the operator. And we are going again.
Yeah, great job here by Pat at the end, not to give up, to play his life, to allow reinforcements from Garnet to come with that op and get that kill. But this is absolutely wild. And they commit so much to try to displace Jit Boys, and Pat finds a great timing, a couple great shots.
Yeah.
Put this round away. He's been snappy.
The quickness to get that shot onto 10. I mean, you never know if that Killjoy gets situated backside. Maybe things go the way of ZETA. But we have our reset. ZETA back on the defense. TLN looking to apply some very quick, aggressive pressure over towards A. Completely nonplussed about that 0 point connecting. Advance forward, the drone now coming out. The rest of the team positioned over here, pushing now through tree. Window already broken. Garnet's looking for the push, and it's not being watched at all! Depp and Crow get taken down. Garnet's with a monstrous flank finds them, and Sugar Zero this time cannot be the hero. Eliminated. Pat swings around. Laz gone, and it's looking like a flawless to close out this attacking round. 10 will be able to stop that at least, but needs an ace clutch with 8 HP. If they don't want to get themselves back into a map point.
There's just almost no way here. Now with it being watched by Fox, yeah, he's good for the final. What a round here from TLN. I mean, that push there just never got heard or never got registered. There was a smoke all the way on the stairs at the back of A from Cruz. Nobody reacts to it from ZETA. They're just completely, I mean, the window was already broke, so they didn't quite hear it, but there was at least potentially some indication that that was happening, but completely the protocols just fell apart there for ZETA. Everybody fell back and no one was watching tree. No one was doing that one crucial job that needed to be done between Laz, Crow, and Sugar Zero. It's just
right into it.
Yeah, it's a huge play from TLN. Just forcing errors against ZETA, and that's been a way that they've been getting a lot of these rounds. Is ZETA's been crumbling under the pressure. The protocols haven't looked as good. The communication has not looked as good today. And TLN has been much, much better.
Step just getting tucked away at Wine. Orb taken by Crow. Just really trying to have a potential to have that null command online in the round. Everybody, though, from ZETA grouped up here at A. Site is abandoned by TLN, so it is going to end up being a retake as they start pushing their way forward. Panel forms, fragment goes out, just in case anybody's forward in that heaven position.
This is it, do or die. Retakes have been shaky. Or excuse me, post plants have been shaky for ZETA. TLN's had some pretty good retakes. Let's see if they can dial up one more.
Looks like that dart was going to find some damage onto Depp, it does not. Avoids getting chipped up, and that paranoia cuts across. Finds a couple, drop down into the smoke, and Jit Boys again, finding the opening kill. Crow here in hell needs to hold tight, but he cannot. Garnet gets him in the end. They tap onto the spike. 3 players left to try to make it happen. Cruz, Jit Boys both going to fall. Sugar Zero going to be taken down. Laz finds Garnets. That's the diffuser taken out. Swap over onto the shorty. He needs the kill. He finds it. The Hunter's Fury opened up. He eats the shot. One more to try to finish him.
Got it.
The tap back in, and Laz with 4 will tie it up once again. 14-14. We keep going.
Switching sides.
I don't even know.
Overtime.
These are all so close. Every round, it comes down to these 1v1s. I mean, Laz has been good for a couple. At times, he's faltered, but this time, he gets that Hunter's Fury, gets the tag right as it's about to half. Huge there that Pat's just a little bit off, as good as Pat has been in this second half, since the second half. That one right there, absolutely massive. And we go again.
Caution here.
Down to the wire in every twist and turn. Not coming away with these easily whatsoever. Fox setting up for the market dart, trying to see if anyone's there. Don't want to be spotted. 0 point as well. Coming up short. Depp, the one looking to hold the line. Smoke will come through. Let's just go for some blind timing shots here. Dash at the ready. He wants to push it. Oh, dashes over to the side. Still somehow manages to find one. Cruz being taken down could be a major boon here for them, but at the same time, Jit Boys breaks open market. All that KJ util now would be absolutely worthless, just scrap laying on the floor.
Laz, huge.
But Laz is here, and they are just funneling into him. Garnet's finally able to win out that fight. Spike down. Fox still rotating over, and Crow getting himself into a nice position.
I got the spike.
Spike retrieved, dart cleared, they know. Pop flash out. The drop down Fox inching over towards the site. Looks to cover this position, and he's good for it. Sugar Zero cannot find the kill.
30 seconds
The
left.
timing on that cross
Planted.
just broke the crosshair enough that he wasn't able to stabilize it. Good timing there from Talon.
A monstrous task here. Garnet's spotting him just a bit sooner. Finds the kill, and Talon once again get themselves to a match
Switching
point.
sides. Match
I mean, that
point.
player jumping there made it just a little bit more difficult. Now, I think it's Talon's turn to go for the timeout. You only get one in overtime, right? I don't remember that incorrectly, because there's 2 diamonds there. And I was like, well, makes sense here. You know, you want to close this out now.
Here.
Well, there's no timeout. That was just, I was baited by that graphic. I thought that was a timeout. I was like, all
still
right.
hold on to theirs. They have not used it yet here in
I
OG.
thought that would be a perfect time to take it here. Just try to guarantee this round. Just end this now.
I think that Zeus is just looking at the team and he says, you know what? I don't want to give Zeta the opportunity. I don't want them to be able to calm.
Yeah.
Meet the coach, try to correct their attack protocols. So leave them out, completely blind. Again, Zeta, no forward positioning whatsoever. I mean, they're set back behind Gelato at the moment. They have no clue if anybody's forward over at long. Turret will eventually spot one, so they know that somebody is going to be playing on short.
Trying to do a timing peek there with 10 in depth, but Talon wise to it. Backs right out. The other 2 members towards A main now. Trying to get a peek up and over off the boxes. All that Cypher utility. Once again, Jip Boys, who's been just absolutely phenomenal from A Heaven today.
Yeah.
Just time after time.
Look at the cage setup as well.
Yeah.
Set up that
Cage trigger.
one way on the one side. Depth not going into the trap wires. They're a little bit deeper, and eventually it looks like they will get taken out, nullified. Jit Boys, however, able to find one, but Sugar Zero answers back with 2. Much alive yet again when the team needs him the most. The door going to be shut as 10 lurks on the opposite side of it. That does leave 2 players disconnected now here onto the site. And Garnet is pushing the pace, and that might just be it. He finds them both, and now 10 has to retake versus 3. The door broken open. They know exactly where he is. The Nano Swarm goes across, but Fox finds the headshot. 10 goes down, and Talon will close it 16-14. A 2-0 victory over Zeta.
Phenomenal play here from Talon, and the relief is palpable. You know that they wanted this so bad. There's hugs all around. Cruz is wiping his face, and certainly they needed this. Certainly they know it. They came into today looking like they were having fun, looking like they were pumped up, looking like that talent of old. And it showed. They were able to get this a very tough fought day. That ascent was crazy, top to bottom. But man, oh man, you know, Zeta here, definitely not their best day. Certainly not.
No.
There's no other way to put it. That last round, kind of a microcosm of the whole day, right? You shut 10 out of this round with that door closed, and he has no opportunity to try to help. A phenomenal paranoia at the end by Cruz, by the way,
Yeah.
to set that up.
I mean, maybe not the flashiest play.